Alright, hey everyone, welcome to Age of Empires 2 HD Edition. Today, I have a game that I played like crap in, which I've been doing kind of a lot lately, but, hey, anyways, this game has a double recovery. As you probably saw from the title, yeah, this is definitely recoveries galore. Recoveries everywhere, man. I mean, it's not often that you see people, like, you know, leave their bases and go rebuild them somewhere else when they're dead in team games very often, except for Black Forest. Black Forest is really the only map that really happens in regularly. But this map was Hideout, which comes with the Forgotten Empires expansion. And I think Hideout is pretty much the only Forgotten map that I've played in the whole time. Well, the only Forgotten map I've played multiplayer in the whole time I've had the Forgotten. So, yeah. And this game was played with Spirit of the Law. So if you aren't subscribed to him, go do that right now. I highly doubt that you aren't subscribed to him though, because we share a lot of viewers, because, well, most of my subscribers are from either a shout out he gave me or from Reddit. And obviously, when he gives me a shout out, those are his subscribers that are coming over. So, yeah. And then Reddit, he's kind of like the favorite commentator on Reddit. So, yeah. But anyways, yeah, this was a team game that I played with him, and another guy who actually shows up in multiple places in the Age of Empires community from what I understand. I know he's been in Spirit of the Law games before, but Lord Pudding, playing as the Red Aztecs right there. He's the other flank. Spirit is playing as the Japanese, of course, and he is in blue as our pocket player. I am in yellow as the Slavs, which is kind of funny that I play as my ethnic ancestors. But anyways, we are up against Jesu, playing as the Purple Celts. Murwco, I don't know. Playing as the Green Goths, and oh boy, Grandmaster Ulfkin G. That's my guess. He is playing as the Teal Mayans. Interestingly, though, on the same flank, there's two Mesoamerican civs. No reason to point that out, I just kind of thought it was funny. But anyways, we have quite a game here. Also, something that's pretty much, you know, useless to you as a viewer. This is actually my first commentary on Windows 10, and it's pretty slick, in my opinion. But anyways, let's just speed things up, and I guess while we do that, I'll talk about my new upload schedule. So, for those of you who don't know, I upload in the order of Age of Empires 1, 0 AD, Age of Empires 2 tutorial, or just really a tutorial in general, and then I upload an Age of Empires 2 commentary. But as you can see, this is most definitely not a tutorial. So I'm switching commentaries with tutorials, and that's so I can get more content to you guys faster, because the production value, or, well, production value in terms of time, to make a commentary and well, time lapses also, versus tutorials is much lower. It takes me like 7 hours to make, well, it took me 7 hours to make the first Atlas thing, and it's probably going to take a little bit less than that for Archipelago, which is the second Atlas video that I have in the works right now. I haven't really edited it yet, but the reason I'm doing this is because I'm almost back in school. There's like a little less than 2 weeks left before I have to go back. And so by then I'm gonna have a little bit of trouble trying to manage my time with videos and homework and also theater, which is the extracurricular activity of my choice. So yeah, but I'm still going to try and upload as regularly as possible, and I think if all goes well, I can actually get the first 3 videos in my upload order out in 1 week. So I can get Age of Empires 1, 0 AD, and an Age of Empires 2 commentary out in 1 week, and then the next week I can get out the tutorial. I might start off doing build orders though, when I get back to school. Like, I might just do some more build order videos, because that's pretty much just me looking at a recorded game, and telling you what to do. Minimal editing involved. It's almost like a commentary, but the difference is that, it's much shorter. So, yeah. But, anyways, since I'm playing as the Slavs, I'm going infantry and siege, because I get cheaper siege. But it was kind of silly of me to go infantry, because their infantry don't really... Well, they're not really powerful until you get the actual upgrade for them. And this is kind of where I made my first mistake of the game, and it will lead to one of the recoveries this game. And yeah, it's that I went all in way too early in the game. As you can see, this is like 400 gold's worth, or 400 wood's worth. And how much does a ram cost in terms of gold? I've never actually known that. I've known it costed like 200 wood, but oh yeah, so cheaper siege. So I forgot about that. Since I have cheaper siege, it's only 136 wood and 64 gold, but that's still 120 gold right there. Plus almost 300 wood. So I'm trying to, you know, just take advantage of my cheaper siege, but it's still expensive, and so I've spent a lot of resources just using rams right there. And we have some nice raiding from Pudding right here. And this right here, this nice attack, is actually also going to lead to another recovery. And so by right now, you can probably guess who's going to be recovering. I don't want to spoil it though, because I was actually kind of vague about the first one. But anyways. Yeah. So, kind of wasting my time right here. And I'm neglecting my economy a little bit. I have like idle villagers because I'm too focused on military right now, and that is a shame. But Spirit pushing out of his base, I let him have my stone because I'm not really going to use it. It's not like I have anything really good from the castle. I mean, I have the Boyar, but really I only need one castle, and that's just so I can get Drazina, and have that splash damage on infantry. Or splash damage from infantry, but, you know, all of that. I actually just forgot what I was saying. I was looking at the chat for a bit, and I was like, but yeah. So getting markets up and whatnot, that's just so we could do trade, and perhaps I should have gone into trade earlier, because economic apocalypse is a real thing. And as you can see, purple right here is getting siege out, siege that counters infantry in particular, so Pudding can't really help me out right here. I did get raided by purple earlier, but I was talking about other things, but it wasn't really anything too big, because that actually happens a lot this game. Lots of raiding everywhere actually. But as you could see, Green, who is the Goths, is getting out his infantry, which, well, let's take a look at the speed at which he can produce them. Oh, he can't because he's housed. Okay, there we go. But look at that speed. Granted, we are on 2x, but oh well. that's not the point. The point is that he can get a lot of guys out really fast. And half the players are Imperial Age. Now it's 2/3. Pretty much everyone except me is Imperial Age. At least Teal has an excuse to not be Imperial Age, because he's been getting raided and he's only on one town center right now. But for me it's just, you know, kind of lack of economy. And there's my castle. But there's not really much I can do. I wasted too much resources on getting the pikemen and getting the siege in the first place that I couldn't really afford anything past the basic upgrades. I'd sacrifice all my food just to get the upgrades, but then I wouldn't have enough food left over to get the second tier upgrades immediately after, because the first tier of upgrades are only food, except for fletching. I think it's one of those. I think it's an archer upgrade. Yeah, fletching, and then everything else is just food. But since I'm not going archers, because I'm an infantry civilization, and I would like to start off infantry before I have to transition into any sort of counter, I gotta get my infantry upgrades. But I'm going Imperial finally. Right after I got that castle up, I did. So it's kind of a late Imperial. You actually want to click up to Imperial on any map, really, at around 30 minutes. But I'm a little 15 minutes behind, so oh well. But Cav Archers from Spirit right here. Yeah, actually, let me see if those pay for themselves. Okay, yeah, no, he has a lot of resources. He has a good boom. So he can go Cavalry Archers. Normally you don't want to go Cavalry Archers in any game unless you're the Huns, but, you know, if you have a good boom, then it's totally fine, because you have resources to spare with a good boom. So, yeah. And, green and pink, or purple, wait, what is that? Is that pink or is it purple? I think it's more of a pink, but, you know, when I think about it, I mean, it's purple some places. It's like purple on that stable thing right there. I don't know what's going on, but yeah. So pink and green teaming up against me. Actually, I don't have to call him pink because I can actually pronounce his name. So Jesu and green are teaming up against me, and I still have my crap Castle Age units. Although I am getting Hussars out just so I can counter a siege. And this is where things start going to hell. And this is where the first recovery of the game starts. So let's just speed through this. Watch my base die. I got some free hits with the mangonels on his champs, but they didn't really pay for themselves because no one really died. And Hussars getting stuck in the middle there. I was gonna send them around to go take out the siege, but they got kind of trapped with the champs around and whatnot. But Spirit's still going around with Cav Archers and getting some nice rating on this sort of, you know, forward economic center right there. Red taking out what's left of Teal. If there's one thing I have to say about this game, it was that I was pretty much dead for the second half of it, and Pudding was leading the invasion, and Spirit was kind of leading the defense, and then he went into invasion. We'll see in a second. Getting Hussars out just so I can try and take out the Scorps. And the reason siege, or not siege, but cavalry are good at taking out siege is because they're fast enough that they can reach the siege and take it out, you know, before they die. So granted, I still did lose my Hussars, but I managed to take out like half of his Scorpions that were right there. Maybe not too favorable because siege is also really good at taking out other siege, but you know. So, nothing too interesting happening. This is actually kind of a long game, so I'm speeding through a lot of it, just so that way I can, you know, keep things going. I don't run out of stuff to talk about, and just keep the video within reasonable watching length. So, let's just speed through here. Getting in right there. If I were him, I would have actually just tried to take out that wall in the first place, like keep it from being finished. But a raid is still nice to have, although he is going to lose right there. Oops, I didn't see it. And I don't know why people use their town bells, because that's actually not a good idea. And I think I've talked about this before on this channel. I'm not sure if I have though. But ringing your town bell effectively cancels out whatever like little bit of economy you can have. So if you were getting raided on the wood line, just send your wood villagers to your town center and set them in there. And maybe your forward or farther away farmers too. But the point is, you want to at least have a little bit of, you know, economy going. Like, you at least want to have some food coming in, because food is by your town center, and when your town center has a lot of villagers in it, it can just, you know, snipe out anything that gets near it. So you're at least making some well, you're making some money off of farming. Granted, you might not be making anything off of your other resources, but some resources is better than none. And yeah, I lost my base. I think that goes without saying, really. But here's where the recovery begins. I build my town center, and boom, I have started the game of Farm Simulator 2K15. I have a crap load of gold, and I was actually saying that in chat earlier. I was going to sling them the gold, but I forgot that purple came in, or pink came in. I don't know, they're purple when they're dead, okay? And tried to take out the market. I set my bowyars up to at least kill them off, but you know. Anyways, nothing really too big happened to our trade, but that was risky to say the least. Now, I don't know what's gonna happen right there. Let's just pay attention all around, though. Because I watched this recorded game earlier today, and started getting a little idea of how I would commentate it, because that's what I do before I commentate games. I look at the recording just to see what I have to pay attention to, and whatnot. And sometimes I don't follow that. I was going to commentate my base getting destroyed, but I started talking about other stuff too. So, yeah. But something does happen. Let's actually see. Yep, okay, that's exactly what I expected. So, for those of you who don't know, onagers with chemistry in the Forgotten Empires can cut through trees. They don't have to be siege onagers. So, that's what Jesse right here is going to do. He's sending out onagers just so he can cut away into Spirit's base and take him out the same way he did to me. I got some idols right here, which I shouldn't have, but you know, such is life when you're pretty much dead. I kind of just stopped paying attention for the most part at this point. I just wanted to, you know, Farm Simulator 2K15. But yeah, now I'm getting houses out, so I'm not housed anymore, and I can get some stuff out. My plan isn't really actually just to get back into this game. I was thinking about just straight up slinging. I mean, it's not really like my allies need to be slung, but it couldn't hurt, you know. They could, you know, waste all the resources I sent them on more production buildings and get more units out and whatnot. And all of that. So, yeah, onagers right here cutting through a little bit. Jesse's not really paying attention to them too much. But nonetheless, it's still gonna happen. There's no denying denying that. Lots of forward castles from Pudding right here. And yeah, I was kind of just like watching what was happening on the map, watching the engagements that were being taken, more so than paying attention to my economy. Although I'm still paying attention to my economy because gotta play Farming Simulator, man. So I was watching this over here. I watched this right here, and at this point I actually asked Lord Pudding if he has murder holes, because that would be nice to have for, you know, holding off infantry taking out the castle. But with this kind of mass right here, it doesn't really matter whether he had murder holes or not. That castle would still go down. And there it is. It's gone. And it's gone. But Jesu and Green right here losing a lot of gold to onagers. Granted, Spirit is losing gold too, but their trade is inactive. The other team's trade is inactive, so they're pretty much not making any gold whatsoever. And there's that new market going up. But yeah, so they can't make gold costing units really, and so that's actually really critical to their success, because look, there's only 215 gold left in Jesu's coffers, and he is, you know, the top of their team. Let's actually check Green out. He's actually got quite a bit, but not enough to make a whole army of champions still. And yeah, so once that market goes up, I believe I sling my thousands of gold to my allies and whatnot. But yeah, just continuing my Farm Simulator 2K15, and just, you know, just break the walls and stuff, so that way Spirit can raid them. And that's actually, I think that's Pudding's main source of gold right there. Just what's left of mine. Green trying to push out anymore, and there we go. I sent my I sent all my gold to them. So cool. Yeah. So Green trying to push out again. And those villagers are in a square like they want to build something. Okay, but it's like they do that when one villager is standing on the foundation, so they can't build it until that villager gets off the foundation. And I don't know, I kind of just expected that they would be building something, but you know, Jaguars and Eagle Warriors coming out from Pudding right there, and just some continuous combat right here. Cavaliers are there and whatnot, and onager on onager action. But the samurai are going to keep anything from damaging the onagers too much. And Spirit can afford this. It looks like it might be unfavorable because he's losing so many onagers, but keep in mind he has like huge trade going on. So, yeah. And Pudding finally pushing out once again. Effectively, this is actually kind of a 2v2 now, because I can't really do anything. And Teal can't really do anything. Teal is also going to be playing Farm Simulator, but yeah, he can't do anything military-wise. And, oh yeah. Alright, so he finally made it through. Finally cut through the whole forest, and now he's going to be sending Woad Raiders in to raid everyone. So, yeah. Now this is where the game starts getting desperate, because everyone's economy is sucking except Jesu. And if Jesu isn't taken out, then, well, effectively the game is pretty much over, because if no one has an economy, they can't, you know, make military. And if Jesu has an economy, he can still make military and just finish us off. And that's what his plan is. That's what his horrific massacre plan is. But yeah, taking out Spirit's old base, or main base rather. Well, maybe it's not really main. There's a lot of eco out here. But yeah. So I pitched in the idea that I'll try and get trash, but I need a second town center too, because of course I have to get way more resources. I can't even afford a military production building right now. Alright, now I can. And my food's just barely enough to create villagers continuously. I got 4 right there, and then I'll probably have a similar amount from that town center, and just try and boom up and create a sort of defense army to keep the woad flood from coming in and stuff. Yeah. Forward castle from Pudding, though, right there. Reclaiming the ground that he once lost. And Teal was hoarding stone from back here, from the stone mine, actually, just to build this castle, I think. But yeah, it's not really working out because he's getting wrecked. Well, his castle is. And nothing too interesting happening, so we'll just speed through this again. Still some intense raiding. But yeah. Pudding knows what to do. He's gonna make town centers out here, isn't he? Yeah? Come on, do it soon. I can't commentate the same thing forever. I know that he does make town centers out here, though. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so Pudding is going to recover in the base formerly known as MurW Co. And I'm getting wrecked and stuff, and call for help, man, because wowzers. It's not like I can really hold that off. I mean, I did sacrifice my bow yards and stuff, but look, my town center almost goes down, and I just send my villagers out to repair it a little bit and just snipe off the rest. And yep. So now Spirit is going to exact vengeance, because now pretty much everyone's lost their original base, except Purple, and he's gonna make sure that happens. Talking about how I'm pretty much dead, and that's all I really know. But yeah, that's the GG. Purple's base is pretty much dead. Game should finish replaying soon. I had a nice game of Farm Simulator 2015, but yeah, this is a fun game, and there were many a lesson to be learned. Basically, don't go all in into your military in the early game, because if you do that, then you can't afford upgrades, and if you can't afford upgrades, then your military is crap, and then you lose every engagement, and then you lose your base, like what happened to me. But it does give you a good excuse to just Farmer John it the whole time. But yeah, the game is over. So let's take a look at these scores. Hopefully this video wasn't too long, because that was actually a pretty long game, hour and a half. But yeah, most tribute sent boy had that straight up boom, man. Yeah, you know, looking at everyone's castle age times, I could have, yeah, like, held back on attacking Jesu as soon as possible. In fact, that's probably what I should have done. But nonetheless, it was still a mistake, and this is why you should watch your recorded games, because, you know, now I know what to do. So, yeah, let's take a look at this timeline. This is Probably pretty interesting right here. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah, look at that. It starts getting wider right there. Oh, max recovery. Max recovery. But yeah. So that's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys all later. Bye.